Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment as the Tennessee Titans get it done. They defeat, and actually let me update the ticker I just noticed and also the title of my video. As they actually get it done, they defeat the Arizona Cardinals 26-23. Already had my outro on accident. I thought that we might come back and win with the final drive. I was still intrigued, but I assumed probably not. But Logan Woodside got it done. We're going to get to Logan Woodside momentarily. But you know where we have to begin. Malik Willis. We have to begin with Malik Willis. Now, a lot of you felt last week I was very negative. And you know what's funny is that people call me a fake fan. Well, actually, you saw my fanhood last week because I was maybe a little too excited after preseason week 1. And then when I saw the concerns that I saw for Malik Willis in preseason week 2, I was pretty frustrated when I went live. Also, I was very rushed because I had plans right after that I also just really had to get to. So I was kind of rushed and kind of frustrated. Tonight, I'm much more calm. With that said, I feel like Malik Willis today played mostly well. Now, I don't want people to overreact to this performance, which I already see people doing. He was 15 of 23, 130 yards, good touchdown, interception that some will completely excuse. I won't. Because while tips are accidental, he is shorter in stature than the average quarterback, and he has to be cognizant, he just has to be, of when he's going to throw the football, especially if he's throwing in the direction of defensive linemen. I'm not saying it's completely on him, his fault. It's a little flaky, a little, wild of a play and an interception. Not putting that entirely on him. It's not a huge mark, but don't completely excuse that. I'm going to give him a B. And what helps is a lot of people were defending him last week because the offensive line. Now, the offensive line last week was not particularly good. Today, it was worse. Tonight, it was a disaster. Tonight, he did not have time to throw at all. Whereas last week, I thought he definitely had opportunities to throw, and he didn't take them. Tonight, I still see him running too much, in my opinion. It's too much, in my opinion. Now, and he was getting hit. He was getting hit, just trying to evade, defenders because how poor the offensive line was tonight. Luckily, this guy is built like a linebacker. And I think he's been durable, and I think he's going to continue to be durable. But it just really concerns me if he ever starts in this league. It's a lot of running. It's a lot. And Lamar has been healthy and he has a better physique than Lamar. So you can argue that. But as a franchise that has bad history with quarterbacks that like to run and end up getting injured, it concerns me greatly. I'd like for you to just make more throws in the pocket. Okay? And with that said, though, what a run that he had. Almost a touchdown. It was a 42-yard run. Could have been a 45-yard for a touchdown. It's exciting stuff. It really reminds me a lot of Colin Kaepernick. But there are pros and cons to that. The 49ers almost, and you can argue, really could have won a Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick. 100%. The Ravens have not gotten close to winning a Super Bowl with Lamar. A lot of people are convinced they one day will. I don't know about that. What I will say, and this is going to be controversial, but I never liked Lamar coming out of college. And that's just me being real. It would be interesting if we made an offense like that around Malik Willis. It would be very, very interesting. But I still need to see more in the pocket. I'm just still a traditional guy to that extent. The ideal for me would be Josh Allen, to where he can roll out and he rolls out consistently and finds men down the field. And what I love about Malik Willis is rollout. He is able to make these sidearm throws, throw at different angles whenever he's rolling out. So I love that. I just wanted to see more in the pocket because ultimately I just don't see, and I do think this is necessary, I don't see a path where, as of right now, and again, he could really develop down the road. Right now, he's not a 4,000-yard throw in this league. No. It's just no. I mean, again, we went all the way through this game. He had a lot of opportunities, only 131 yards. Last week, less than 100. The week before that, I can't remember. I think it was above 100, but like you felt as if, yeah, he also would not have thrown for 300 yards in any of the games that we've had yet. If he were to play the entire game, yeah, not in one. So it's interesting. I think you'd have to design an offense around him. And, you know, would I rather do that, or would I rather, and this is not a real possibility, or would I rather have like Bryce Young? Or would I rather have CJ Stroud? Okay. Yeah, I'd rather have one of those guys, obviously. So I'm not in or out. Tannehill's better. He's better. Okay. He should start the entire year. To me, without a doubt. If he gets hurt and Malik Willis goes in and he plays really well, then fine. I'd be here for it. It'd be very Vince Young-esque in that I feel like it'd be a lot of fun and there'd be wins and it'd be fun. I just don't know how sustainable it would be. All right, as of right now. And he can really develop. And what I like about him, too, I love his intangibles. I feel like this is a guy that is very humble right now, and I think he's going to continue to be very humble. Whereas there are some quarterbacks in this league that end up being drama queens, like a Kyler Murray, and you're not sure if they're really a leader or a great leader at all. And that's one concern that it didn't even have about Kyler Murray coming out because, you know, he's quiet, he's kind of aloof. I don't think Malik Willis is like that at all. So I think the intangibles are 100% there. I think he could be a great leader for this football team. So was Mariota. Okay, and Mariota's intangibles are still, like, to me, honestly, I mean, in terms of, oh, yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, it's like, top 5 quarterback in the league, in my opinion. The intangibles of Mario are always there, and I always love him, and that's why a lot of us will always love him, and are very excited to see what he does in Atlanta. And, yeah, I mean, I'll always love that kid. Why am I calling him a kid? He's older than me. But, yeah. So I liked what I saw, but I want to limit how excited we should be. He made passes good. I liked what I saw more in terms of a short and intermediate game tonight, and he hit Traylon Burks for the touchdown. He also missed Mason Kinsey for a touchdown. So, you know, it's up and down, you know. And, I mean, and look, Tannehill's had playoff games where he's thrown for less than 100 yards. And y'all have defended that and been cool with that. I have never been okay with that. It's just not something that I want to continue to see here. It's just not. So for right now, it's fine. The quarterback situation is going to be Tannehill, and we're just going to see how this goes years on end, week to week, I guess, but really years. I think this is a year's conversation. I think next year we'll be having a much more of a conversation about this. I don't know how much of a conversation this will be this year. Praying that Tannehill does not get hurt, though, because I think, again, it would be fun to have Malik Willis out there, but I think Tannehill should really be out there. Okay, so with that said, Logan Woodside came into the game, and actually, I would have done this definitively. I wanted to see Malik Willis run the 2-minute drill. Really, this is like a 4-minute drill, I should say. Go down and win the game. I wanted to see that, but they gave Logan Woodside the opportunity. He took advantage for what ended up being a very entertaining preseason game. A lot of you guys went to this. I was offered a lot of free tickets to go to this, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I mean, preseason's preseason. Plus, I'd rather just come on here right after the game and recap, and y'all know that. But it was a decent turnout. The crowd was into it. So at least we got some decent entertainment value out of this preseason game. I definitely cannot say that about the last. Real quick, we do have a super chat that I want to go ahead and address, and then we'll continue with the post-game recap. This super chat comes from Kick It to the King Productions, who says the following. He says, Malik Willis sealed his spot as quarterback 2 on the roster, and I agree. But Logan Woodside, he was able to come in and lead the team down, score a touchdown, showed grit on that touchdown run, and it's one of those situations where we really just want to keep 2 quarterbacks. I don't have a problem with Logan Woodside, although he's not played well this preseason. I'm not going to deny that. But he's played well for us before. I think he's better than like Rusty Smith and like Alex Tanney. I think he's better than those guys. So, I mean, we've had them as quarterback 3 in the past. But if we really just want to keep 2 quarterbacks, I think he's solidified himself on the practice squad if he's still eligible, and I think he is. If not, I think he's going to land on another team that wants to keep 3 quarterbacks. And also, Trace McSorley looked kind of good for the Cardinals today. So, I don't know. Some backup quarterbacks are performing really well in this preseason, which has been very interesting to see. Thank you for the super chat. Kick it to the King Productions. Wide receivers. Let's move to them next. Then we'll go to running backs. Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks played well, and look, I think this guy can actually play. I'm always hesitant when it comes to rookie wide receivers because you can always end up with like an N'Keal Harry or a Denzel Mims or just, a guy that you have expectations. They come in, they never catch on, and then that's it. Justin Hunter. Oh, y'all remember Justin Hunter. But I think Treylon Burks can play. And I think with Tannehill under center, I'm projecting, and Robert Woods had a nice catch today, by the way. I feel like Robert Woods is going to break 1,000 for sure. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. Should be, if he stays healthy, should be 1,000 to 1,100 for Robert Woods. But Treylon Burks should have a nice 800-yard campaign, maybe more. I'd love to say 1,000. I'd love to say 1,000. I think that's pretty damn bold. Now, I know we've had some rookie wide receivers come in like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson come in and, oh my God, kill it. What did Justin Jefferson have, like 1,400 yards his rookie year? Jamar Chase, maybe 1,500 yards? Yeah, that's nuts. I don't know if he's going to do all that. But at least 800, 900, maybe 1,000. Maybe 1,000. But I think also Hooper's going to be a little more involved than people think. I think Tannehill's building a good rapport with him in camp. And I think there's other wide receivers are going to get involved to a certain extent. Like Kyle Phillips, I think people are overrating. I think he's going to get 300 or 400. I'm not expecting much from him. Because Nick Westbrook-Keenan is still going to get 300, 400 himself. So don't have high expectations for Kyle Phillips. Let's calm down with all that. And then, Mason McMahon's going to get 200, 300, some big plays, 200, 300. And it'll add up with Tannehill throwing for about 4,000 yards. That's my projection, which is better than last year. Okay, so thank the gods for that. But I think Treylon Burks is going to do good things. And I think down the road, though, I think he's a 1,000-yard wide receiver. I am saying, 1,000-yard consistent wide receiver, maybe another Pro Bowler if he can develop. So perhaps, and he has to do it, so let's not freak out. But perhaps John Robinson did find a A.J. Brown replacement. We're going to see what A.J. Brown does in Philly, but let me tell you, and some people are different when it comes to this. Sorry, I was getting a call. There are some wide receivers that there are drama queens and like to be, the word I want to use there, and moan a lot, but are like a Terrell Owens and can back it up all the time. So they're going to get on your nerves and they're going to like complain about the fans and like blah, 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 but they're still going to do really well. And then you have your other wide receivers that are just mentally weak and then they're just going to not perform well and fall off. I'm interested to see which one he ends up being. I'm very interested because he's been unraveling mentally. And the pressure being in Philly could very well get to him. Very intrigued to see how he performs moving forward. I think he'll continue to do well. I don't know if Treylon Burks will ever be better than him. I don't know. But I think it's a decent replacement considering the fact that we got more compensation. So for now, we're going to see how he performs, but I like what I'm saying for now. Outside of that, look, I liked what Cody Hollister did tonight. I know there's Mason Kinsey fans. I think Hollister's better. Now, which one do we need more? Do we need Kinsey more? That's more of a slot guy, or do we need more of a Cody Hollister? I mean, who cares? I mean, seriously, I don't care. They're not going to play, especially because Rayson McMahon's supposed to get more production. And one of them is going to end up getting picked up or dropped when somebody gets injured anyway. Same with Des Patrick. So I really don't care, guys. I don't. But, I don't know. If Kinsey can make the team, whatever. I just don't really care about the 6 wide receiver conversation like a lot of people do. But I'll tell you, I like the toughness that I saw from Cody Hollister tonight. Running backs, Hassan Haskins, 9 carries for 11 yards. Yikes. I really want to see him in the open field, but the offensive line really stinks. I also don't think his vision has been particularly great either. So that's a thing. But I still like what I see physically. I like what I've been hearing, although at training camp, you always hear great things about everybody. I like how he looks physically, and whatever he's been catching the ball, I still like that, but he's going to have to run better. And Chestnut had a nice touchdown tonight. Look, I still think Hilliard's going to make the team. I think Chestnut, you put him on the practice squad, I don't think anyone's going to pick him up. And I told you, I don't care about Julius Chestnut. I told you week 1, week 2, and I'll tell you again now. But I have my eyebrow raised. But it's like a backup running back that I think is just kind of worthless. And that's just seriously like my opinion. Like, I think it's just someone that's not even worth talking about. It's like another Javon Ringer. Like, I mean, he's a back. You can throw him in there. The Ringer is way better because he actually played. But it's not going to matter. It's just not going to matter. Okay, so with that said, those are the running backs. Defensively, I like what I see from Rashad Weaver, man. This guy is tenacious. He plays hard. He works hard. He's working his way back from the injury. Played like the whole game tonight. I think he was one of the defensive MVPs tonight. Probably the best one. I have to go back on tape to really confirm that. Chance Campbell. This guy can move. I'm intrigued. I think he should make the team, and I want to see more, especially because I don't love our linebacker situation. And if this is a low-key guy that can end up doing something, a nice white linebacker like a Colin McCarthy, that's a throwback, I'd be down. And Colin McCarthy, remember, that's like a 4th-round pick right there. I'd be down. I want to see more. I think he had some decent plays. Offensive line, before I go back to the defense, Nicolas Petit-Frere will be the starting right tackle. Now, here's the thing. Dylan Rayden, now, I was high on this guy coming out of college. He's kind of stinks. Yeah, I think it might be time to throw the white flag and say, yeah, he stinks. We might have a bust here. And I'm very surprised because I really liked his tape. But he never really caught on. And I think he really is just a guard at this point. And I think Aaron Brewer, I don't know if they've said this, I think he should start over Rayden, to be honest. The only reason to continue to play Rayden is just because you just want to get something out of the value of the pick that you invested in him. And that's not a great excuse to me. So I think Rayden's is done. And I think that's why they drafted Nicolas Petit-Frere, because they knew Rayden's is done. But at least, he's playing well. So hopefully, or at least he's playing okay. I have my concerns, but having a 3rd-round right tackle starting, and I don't think it's out of total desperation. I'm intrigued, and let's see how he develops. But we will have to watch this offensive line again, which is not fun. And I think that's going to limit what Derrick Henry can do this year. People are still expecting 2,000 yards from Derrick Henry. I think people need to calm their expectations because even he's run well behind bad offensive lines before, but I think behind this specific offensive line, I don't know how well he's going to, I don't think he's going to break 2,000 yards this year, guys. I think it's going to be 1,600, which is really good. And I know a lot of us have forgotten how good that is. Yeah, that's still really good. Really good. But we're going to have to work on this offensive line a little bit. Okay, so back to the defense. Outside of it's just people that I really just don't care about. I mean, you saw a little bit from Laurel Murchison, but I'm kind of done with him. I've been done with him. Theo Jackson is kind of struggling. Now, he was able to recover the fumble, which is nice. He's kind of struggling. He's a rookie. I don't know if he should make the team. I think you just throw him on the practice squad and get away with it. But those are my thoughts on him right now. It's not bad. You expect development, but he's not playing particularly well at all. He was getting cooked, to be frank. And then I saw a little bit from... this Sam Oka, whatever his name is, Oku, he played okay. I don't know if it really particularly matters. Yeah, I mean, I really think there's not much to talk about when it comes to the defense. So with that said, if there's anything that I missed, anything you guys want to discuss in the comments, I will be here for a little bit. I do have obligations to move to after this live stream, but I can answer a couple of questions at me in the chat at Sports Fan Entertainment or send a super chat. Super chats always get precedent. All right, with that said, let's pull up the chat comments and see if there's anything that I want to address. Also, someone mentioned Laquan Treadwell as another first round. Oh, and I loved, okay, maybe not. I really like Laquan Treadwell coming out of college, and now he's having a bit of a resurgence. So I guess it took him like 5 years before he finally decided to show up. But I really like Laquan Treadwell. If you're telling me like 5 years ago, if I was just watching tape, Laquan Treadwell versus Traylon Burks, I would have said Treadwell. But everyone was like, Treadwell's slow. He's too slow. He's too slow. But I was like, he can get up. He's physical. It's fine. He's physical. Well, he's just too slow. And it's unbelievable to me because, wow, he made impact at Ole Miss. But that's how the game goes sometimes. That's how the game goes. The GOAT CJ2K said, yeah, we were on the ball too much for him to get rookie artists like Chase or Jefferson. And yeah, I agree. Mostly. However, what I will say is Joe Mixon runs the ball a lot for the Bengals. And then whenever Dalvin Cook is healthy, the Vikings run the ball a lot too. We don't throw enough relative to other teams. It's not that we run too much. We don't throw enough. We run about like a little more than average, but it's not by far. So, yeah, we just don't throw enough. That's our problem. We don't sustain drives. Despite us even having a very good offense over the last 2 years. That's still true. Okay, Alex M. Thoughts on Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, look, the reports are good in terms of what I'm hearing in camp and Tyreek Hill running his mouth and talk about another wide receiver drama queen. I'm going to have to see him be more confident out there. He has a little bit of Mariota syndrome, and I'm not calling that just because he's Polynesian. He needs to have more confidence out there. If he has more confidence, I think he could break out this year, and the Dolphins could really be something, but we're going to have to see that. Z-Star says Henry will break the all-time rushing record in a single season, break the land speed record, cure cancer, colonize Mars by November. All right, well, we'll see. I hope so for that. Ivermectin patient says, as Sports for Entertainment predictions for the Mariota-led Falcons, they're not going to be very good. However, I'm intrigued. I think he's going to get hurt. And that's my honest opinion. He's been running a lot, and he's just really trying to make plays, which I appreciate and have always appreciated. I think he's going to get hurt again. And I think Desmond Ridder is going to play, and I think Desmond Ridder's actually been decent, and I think he's going to lose the job, and I think that's going to be it. Now, my ideal scenario, and this has nothing to do with us, they're in the NFC, guys. I'm not a second team fan guy, by the way. A lot of people have two teams that they're fans of. I'm fans of players, especially players that are good people and have played for us and it can move on as long as they're not facing us. I want to see them do well. And he's won. I prefer that he balls out and they win 10 games or 9 games. No, they're not going to win 10 games. 9 games. They make a wild card. And he has another upset wild card victory. There's a possibility for that. We know that's a possibility. We've done it. And they're really Titans South from 2018. That's what they built. It's insane what they're doing in Atlanta. Jesus Christ. You didn't tell them that we only won 9 games. But anyway, whatever. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though. But if we won 9 games in 2018, I guess maybe it was 10. Could have been 10. 2018. I think it was 9. I think it was 10. Because, wait, we were supposed to face the Colts, and we won. Someone tell me in the chat, what was the 2018 record? I remember for sure the next year was 11-5. I don't remember that for sure. But I want to say it was 9-7. But anyway, all right, DJ Rec. Oh, yeah, I didn't talk about the punters. He says, as Sports Fan Entertainment, what are your thoughts on the punters? It's interesting. I don't care. Now, what I will say, I think Brett Kern had a worse year last year. And if this kid can punt, and this is the real first time I'm hearing a lot about it. He was a lot of, just seeing him in the preseason. If it's time to move on, sure, you can move on. Just know what the hell you're doing. I'll tell you, I went and I looked at his college stats. It's very impressive. I think he has the highest average yardage for punting in FBS NCAA history. That's impressive. Why was he not drafted? That doesn't make sense to me. Also, why is this the first time I'm really hearing about him? That also doesn't really make. I heard about like in August and July a little bit, but if he's that good of a punter, I'm very surprised that he's fallen under the radar, especially considering that some punter situations in the league right now are bad, which is interesting. Oh yeah, and of course we went 9-7 because we went 9-7 for 3 years straight. Yeah, thank you for reminding me in the chat, but. I don't know. I really felt like it should have been 10. I think that's what I'm thinking because I think we should have won week 17 and we didn't, and I was pissed. But yeah, someone needs to tell the people in Atlanta that y'all are going 9 wins max. We've done this and y'all are doing this again. Really? Okay. 5 years later, you're doing this again. Wow. Insanity. So with that said, that's going to do it for me here. Sports Fan Entertainment. Tennessee Titans beat the Arizona Cardinals 26-3. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.